Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about how to get a gaming PC for under $200. So this will be a pretty respectable PC and it's really simple and on a budget. So if you're new to building this thing, you'll be able to throw together in a few minutes, maybe probably more than that. But you can make it pretty quick. You only need to put one part in the computer itself, and it'll be under $200. You should be expecting around 60 FPS, which is what you get on an Xbox One or PS4 at medium or low settings, and on some games, maybe even high. So anyway, guys, without further ado, let's get into the video. So what you're going to want to do is look up Dell Optiplex on eBay. Or, you can, a pre-built PC at all will be, fine, as long as you just know the specs. Excuse me, sorry for that. That was, anyway. So, what we're going to be looking for in a pre-built is an operating system and a decent processor. Because we're not looking for a graphics card right now. You could also look for, I'll have 3 different parts on how to find a cheap gaming PC. But this is part 1, so this is one of the 3 methods. So this is finding a pre-built without a graphics card. But, as you can see, these system specs, Core i7-2600. What you're going to want to look for is an i5 or i7, because typically these older stuff, they have Intel parts in it. They don't have AMD, which is another brand of CPU, because AMD really didn't have anything that good back then. They did, but Intel was really like a lot more popular than AMD back in the day. But when you're looking for Intel, you're gonna look for Sandy Bridge architecture. This is the generation 2, their second gen of processors. So right here you can see second gen. So this will have 2600s, 4 digits, start with the 2. That's how you're gonna know the generation. So you're gonna want i7 or i5. i7 is the better one, but i5's fine. Also, I wouldn't get a Core 2. Maybe if it's a quad core, maybe. But if it's like the I don't know what they're called, but i5 or i7 is what you're gonna want the most. This is gonna be the most important. Another thing that you're gonna want to look for is the operating system. So operating systems, to buy them legally, are about $100. You need one, but quite a few. Most of these come with operating systems, especially if you're looking on places like Craigslist, where they're reselling them. They almost always come with the operating system. Like, I don't know why they wouldn't. But on eBay and stuff, some don't. And if it does have an operating system, it's gonna have Windows 7 or 10. 99.9% of the time. I've yet to see one that does not have Windows 7 or 10 if it has an operating system, but it's preferable to have a Windows 10 operating system. Now, Windows 7 technically will give better performance for gaming, slightly better performance, but the thing is, it's ending soon. The support is ending, so Windows 10 is what you should be looking for. But if you find a great deal with Windows 7, that's fine. So this has Windows 10, i5 2400, 4GB of RAM, 160GB hard drive for $75. This isn't a great deal. i7 in Windows 10, so this is an i7 instead, which is a lot better, lot faster, and has a 2TB hard drive and 8GB of RAM. So this is actually really good Optiplex. So if it has 4GB of RAM, I would recommend you upgrade it. So if you have one that you know you want and it has 4 gigs of RAM, what you're going to do is look up the motherboard, or let me show you. So, Dell Optiplex 390. Motherboard. So you're going to look at the motherboard for the Dell Optiplex 390. You're going to want to find out what motherboard it has and how many slots it has for RAM. So you can always be more specific, but you're gonna want to see try find the motherboard. So as you can see, it's 2 slots for RAM. So that means for 2 slots of RAM, and this is being 4 gigabytes, it's 2 sticks of RAM, both with 2 gigabytes. So what you would want to replace it is with 2 sticks of 4 gigabytes. Now almost every motherboard will have 2 sticks with DDR3, sorry. Almost probably every motherboard on here will have 2 sticks, will have 2 slots available, and will have DDR3 RAM. So you want 8 gigabytes. So if it has 4, you would probably have to get 2x4 DDR3. And $25, but you can get cheaper RAM than this. You can get cheaper RAM, like here you have $20. You can get even cheaper than this if you look hard enough. Ooh, wow, this is actually, I mean, that's a fast speed for DDR3, and it's $17, so there you go, good deal, guys. So yeah, you're gonna be spending some money on RAM if it's not 8 gigs, but if it is, then you're set with that. So there's a lot of things to take into consideration when you're looking. There's a lot of different specifications to look for. You got a bunch of things to match with price. You're like, how much do I want to save? There's a ton of variables, and you guys have to draw your own conclusion with that. So once you have your Optiplex, your 8 gigs of RAM, at 8 is basically, that's all you're gonna want. I mean, if it has 8, you're good. Not sure why you would want 16. If you have 16, that's obviously better. But that's not much of an improvement for gaming, and a lot of times 16 gigs is just going to be more expensive. But hey, if it's a good deal, you just really gotta see what's best for you. So we have the GeForce GT 1030. Now when you're looking at this card, you want to make sure it's GDDR5. GDDR3, like this, not good. You want to make sure it's GDDR5. So the 1030, this is GDDR5. Not sure what this is. GDDR5. So $90. You can find it cheaper, probably a few bucks cheaper, but this is new for $90. And why is this one good? Well, look how small it is. This is gonna fit into your computer. And another thing, this thing takes up 15 watts of power. 15 watts of power. If you don't know what that is, you have a power supply, which can only supply a certain amount of power. And with these Optiplexes, or really any PC nowadays and back then, when they made those, they come with power supplies at 300 watts. So if you want a decent, this is decent, but if you want a lot of graphics cards, they require more power. But this requires 15 watts of power. It uses 15 watts of power, so you can plug this in and not need to upgrade the power supply. And also, installation is very easy. You can find tons of videos on how to install graphics cards. I will look up how to install GT 1030. It's a very simple process. So 2 gigs of GDDR5, that will be fine for most games. Now, for some modern titles, they're going to require more memory than 2 gigabytes. This will still work, but you might see that textures might lower, the resolution of textures will lower a bunch. Maybe a little bit of stuttering and some FPS loss just because of the processor. I mean, graphics card itself, but I mean, for the most part, you can expect, a playable FPS at an enjoyable display. So for $200, that's a nice way to get into the PC gaming. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'll do part more to this video on another way to get a $200 PC. But thanks for watching the video, guys. Hopefully you enjoy. Peace out.